Fun with Stories. This podcast contains audio advertising. To hear it without ads, download the Fun with Stories app now. Welcome to Fun with Stories, the podcast where words come to life through exciting adventures and laugh-out-loud moments. Every episode, we take a tricky word, throw it into a fun-filled story featuring your favorite fairy tale and folk story characters, and make sure you'll never forget it. So, are you ready to learn new words the fun way with Little Red Riding Hood, Puss in Boots, the Gingerbread Man, Snow White, and more? Then let's jump into today's adventure on Fun with Stories.
One word, big impact. Stars blinked, systems failed, and the quietest cadet saved the mission with just one command. Far beyond the clouds, where stars hummed softly and space dust shimmered like sugar, there floated a spinning silver ring called Starbright Academy. It wasn't an ordinary school. It trained junior explorers for real missions across the galaxy. And among those cadets was Serena, a girl quieter than starlight, but just as sharp. While other trainees zipped through the glass corridors and shouted across rooms, Serena walked in silence. She nodded instead of talked. She listened more than she spoke. "I think she's shy," whispered Finn, a fast-talking tech whiz. "She's always so laconic," said Riley, adjusting her visor. "What's that?" asked Finn. "Laconic means using very few words to express what you mean." "We learned it last week," Riley replied. Finn raised an eyebrow. "Well, sometimes we need more than nods." Serena heard them. She just kept her gaze on the blinking screen in her hands. That morning, Commander Vega stood tall. "Cadets, your first test mission begins now," she announced. "You'll fly to the icy moon of Glacium, dodge meteor clouds, scan for water crystals, and return safely. Teamwork and precision matter." Cheers echoed. Finn grinned. Riley tapped her boots. Serena buckled her suit quietly. Inside the sleek training pod, jobs were assigned. Finn set the route. Riley handled signals. Serena took the systems panel. The pod whooshed into space. Everything hummed along until it didn't. Bam! A meteor clipped their wing. Lights flashed red. The ship shook. "System alert! Routes off!" Finn shouted. "I can't reach the signal tower. We're drifting!" Riley cried. They shouted over each other, scrambling for answers. Then, a voice, soft but firm, cut through the chaos. "Turn 35 degrees right. Boost in 5 seconds." It was Serena. "Trust me," she added. Finn blinked. "Doing it." The pod arced perfectly, swerving past a storm of meteors and landing in stable orbit. Calm returned. Back on the deck, Commander Vega nodded. "Well done, cadets. Excellent leadership, Serena." Riley stared. "How did you even spot the danger?" Serena pointed to the status panel. "The blinks changed rhythm. I've been watching them for days." "But you barely said a word," Finn said, amazed. Serena smiled lightly. "Being laconic means using very few words to express what you mean. I speak when it matters." Commander Vega smiled too. The Spartans of Laconia were just like that. They believed in action over chatter. That's where the word laconic comes from. Later, during mission reflections, Finn stood. I learned that sometimes too many words just get in the way. Riley added, and laconic teammates might save your ship. Then Serena rose. During this mission, I didn't lead with noise. I used my eyes, trusted what I knew, and spoke clearly when it counted. That's what it means to be laconic. The room stayed quiet, but it felt like applause. As they floated out of the hall, Riley nudged her gently. "Still laconic?" "Always," she said with the smallest grin. That evening, the stars outside Starbright Academy blinked quietly, almost like they were nodding. Some voices fill a room, others guide it. And the quietest ones, sometimes they save the day. And in the silence that followed, the whole galaxy seemed to listen. So let's pause for a moment and talk about that funny little word you just heard. Laconic. Spelling Laconic. Laconic. But what is laconic? Using very few words to express what you mean. Synonyms of laconic include brief, concise, terse, succinct. And the antonyms include chatty, talkative, wordy, rambling. Here are 2 quick examples. Even though Ava was laconic, everyone listened when she did speak. The teacher smiled at Max's laconic reply. Short, clear, and clever. Try using laconic in your everyday speech. Sometimes a few words can make the biggest impact.
And that brings us to the end of today's adventure. We've explored a brand new word, had some fun with our favorite storybook characters, and now it's your turn to use it in real life. Want more fun stories and exciting words to learn? Download the Fun with Stories app for extra content, activities, and even more magical word adventures. Thanks for listening, and remember, words are powerful when you make them yours. See you next time on Fun with Stories.